All right, I am trying out that very long and difficult polynomial. Trying to find out the rational and irrational roots. And that is problem number 11 on page 442 of the Algebra 2 book. So the problem is x to the third plus 6x squared minus 5x minus 30 equals 0. So first we're going to find all the roots of the last coefficient, which is actually minus 30, and we're going to put those over all the roots or factors of the first coefficient, which is actually 1. So for negative 30 we have 1 and negative 30, and all of these are basically plus or minus. We have 2, 15, 3, 10, and 5, and 6. That's a lot. And then, so those are for 30, and then for 1, we've got what? Just 1 plus or minus for the factors of 1. So I'm going to do synthetic division to see what I can discover. Now I'm going to start with the 1 and divide that into the coefficients of this polynomial. So that is 1, 6, negative 5, and negative 30. And draw my line and bring down my 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 6 plus 1 is 7. 1 times 7 is 7. Negative 5 plus 7 is 2. 1 times 2 is 2. And negative 30 plus 2 is negative 28. So 1 is not a coefficient. We need this to be 0. So nope. So I will try negative 1. Again, I bring down my coefficients and drop my 1 here. Negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. 6 plus negative 1 is 5. Negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. Negative 5 plus negative 5 is negative 10. Negative 1 times negative 10 is 10. And again, we're not getting a 0 here, are we? We're getting a 20, so nope. This could be a long process. I'm going to try the 2. And again, my coefficients. And draw the line. And drop down my 1. 2 times 1 is 2. 6 plus 2 is 8. 2 times 8 is 16. Negative 5 plus 16 is 11. 2 times 11 is 22. Again, we're not ending up with a 0. We've got an 8, let's see, negative 8. So nope. Alright, we'll try negative 2. I'm sure there's a better way. Like, if I did a million of these, or even 50 of these, maybe it would start to be clear which ones are the best candidates, but I don't have that intuition, so I'm going to have to try all of them. Or maybe not all of them. Hopefully I'll find 1 or 2 before I have to try all of them. Draw my line, bring down the 1. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. 6 plus negative 2 is 4. Times negative 2 is negative 8. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's how I count on my fingers. Minus 13. Negative 2 times negative 13 is positive 26. And again, there we go. That's a negative 4, which is not a 0. So nope. I learned this from our Texas guy on YouTube. So hopefully his strategy is good. Maybe there's a better strategy, but this one does seem to work. Okay, I'm going to try 3. 3. And again, 1, 6, negative 5, negative 30. We're searching for 0 in this category over here. Bringing down the 1. 3 times 1 is 3. 6 plus 3 is 9. 3 times 9 is 27. 27 plus negative 5 is 22. 3 times 22 is 66. Nope. We are not, one more time, we're not getting a 0. How about negative 3? 1, 6, negative 5, negative 30. Draw the line. Bring down the 1. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. 6 plus negative 3 is 3. Negative 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. So we're going to have minus 14, well, minus 14. Negative 3 times negative 14 is 2, 4, right? 42? Anyway, it's going to be positive 42. So we have 12. And again, that's not a 0. What am I at now? I'm at 5. Let's try 5. One, 6, negative 5, negative 30. Draw my line. Drop down the 1. Text this guy, I didn't do the arrow. That's really kind of extra clutter, probably. 5 times 1 is 5. 6 plus 5 is 11. 5 times 11 is 55. Minus 5 is 50. 5 times 50 is 250. No, we're way off. Nope. Alright, go on to my next page. Let's try negative 5. Negative 5. Okay, 1, 6, negative 5, negative 30. Okay, 1. Negative 5 times 1 is negative 5. 6 plus negative 5 is 1. Negative 5 times 1 is negative 5. Got a 0 there. But unfortunately, negative 5 times 0 is 0, leaving us negative 30. Nope. Okay, let's try. My next one is 6. Let's see what happens. So, 1, 6, negative 5, negative 30. Draw my line. 1, 6 times 1 is 6. Well, there's a 0. 6 times 0 is 0. Negative 5. 6 times negative 5 is negative 30. Oh, so close, yet so far away. So I'm going to have negative 60, right? Did I get that right? Let's just double check. 1 is down here. 6 times 1 is 6. 0. Oh, no, that is not correct. That was wishful thinking. Okay, 6 plus 6 is 12. 6 times 12 is 72. Well, this is even worse, probably. Okay, 72, negative 5 plus 72 is 67. This is just going to be some very large number. We're definitely not getting 0. I could crunch it on my calculator, but I'm not going to. I already know it's not going to work. Okay, negative 6. Let's try that. 1, 6, negative 5, negative 30. So, negative 6 times 1 is negative 6. Here we go. Here's where I get a 0. 6 plus negative 6 is 0. Negative 6 times 0 is 0. So we have a negative 5. Look at this. Negative 6 times negative 5 is 30. 0. Woo-hoo. Whew. Alright, so what do we do with that? We know that our first coefficient, according to, what is this theorem we're talking about here? The rational root theorem, is that we've got an x. One factor is an x minus negative 6. And now we have another factor, and that is, we have a 1, let's see. We are going to have a 1x squared because this radical needs to be 1 less than the original first term radical. So this is going to be x squared, and then what we have over here is the minus 5 equals 0. So this thing is the same thing as x plus 6. X squared minus 5 equals 0. So what plus 6 equals 0? X plus 6 equals 0 is the same as x equals negative 6, right? And then, so that's the root for this particular factor. What about this one? We could say x squared equals negative 5, right? Let's just show all the steps. X squared minus 5 equals 0. We want to set that to 0. X squared equals 5. And so then the square root of x squared equals the square root of 5, right? And that, of course, is the same thing as x. And, of course, it's plus or minus the square root of 5. Because we can have the root 5 squared is going to be 5, or negative root 5 times negative root 5 is also 5. So that's why the plus or minus. So there we have it. Our two roots, negative 6 and plus or minus the root of 5. Ta-da!